week, last week, at least here on the main account, as you can see by the amount of tabs open, those are all sales. So, we're going to start off with this Hardin County, Kentucky EMS. Sold out on offer $5.94. It's been around a while, as you can see, December 19th, 2022. Next, Union Alliance Emergency Services. Also in Kentucky, $5.09 on that one. Sold out on offer as well. George W. Hill Correctional Facility, ERT, Emergency Response Team. As a prison in Pennsylvania. Sold for $7.99. Kernsville, North Carolina Fire, sold $5.99. Cumberland County, North Carolina Rescue Squad, $5.99. And now that I think about it, I think the two Kentucky ones sold together, and then this Kernsville and this Cumberland County sold together. I know it was annoying because there was, I think when I checked, there was like 4 or 5, there was I think like 5 sales, and then 2 of them were double orders, but they bought them individually, but they bought them separately, so I had to figure out which ones were which. So out of those 5, 2 of them, there was 2 doubles in there, and then 1 single, which is why I said I think the correctional facility was its own, and then the 2 Kentuckys, and then this Cumberland County and the Kernsville were together. Pretty sure is how it went down. Next is this little lot of Logitech THX speakers. I had already sold off the remote and the 2 control units. I just hadn't got to the speakers yet. I kind of had them in a box, but I had to try and figure out how to arrange them in the box so that they would actually fit. And I kind of just shoved it off to the side, and I finally got around to actually rearranging it, and I was going on a listing spree, and I figured out how to properly arrange them in the box so that they would all fit. Threw them up for $30. Just threw them up cheap, plus ship just to get rid of them. And I sent out an offer to one guy. Was kind of talking a bit back and forth. They wanted to know if the like rings, like these little rings in the very center there, if they were busted or not. And I said no, they were fine. And they said, they were okay with that. And I think they're who I sent the offer to, but they wanted to, I think it was kind of like waiting till like the end of the week to pay or whatever. Even said they didn't want to accept it until they like knew they could pay, assuming I would still have it by then. They didn't ask to hold it or anything. But it ended up selling to someone else at full price. So snooze, you lose. I haven't got a message about it or anything. I guess they understand that, if you don't commit to it, you can't purchase it. Next is this Shoreline Fire up in Alaska, $9.99 on that one. Next is this little JVC compact Super VHS camcorder. This was, I don't know, ours or our grandfather or something. I don't know. We ended up with it. I just threw it up for parts. It had like spare batteries. You can see a couple cables, case with it, and some other crap. Just threw it all up there untested. This has been around a while, as you can see, March 14th. And the sell-through rate on this is pretty good, so I don't really understand why this wasn't moving. I had it listed much higher originally, and I've been kind of just slowly dropping it. Ended up selling it out on offer $15.29. Next, this Carteret, New Jersey Fire, $7.99. Antioch, Alaska Fire, $7.99. This Westchester County Emergency Communications, and then this North Little Rock Communications as well. Both sold together. I'm pretty sure they sold out on like 10% offer, which is what I normally do. And these ended up going, and actually where it's going, I looked up the address because it had like a second line for like a business name. And I looked it up. It's going to a sheriff's office. I forget where. I think it was down south somewhere, but they're both going to a sheriff's office. Not like someone's house and they work for like the sheriff's office. It's going to the actual sheriff's office. So that's interesting. I've probably done it before and just never noticed because they didn't put in like the second line that has, like a second line where it has like their name and then it'll have like a business name. And I looked up and it was the sheriff's office. Never had that before that I know of. Next, FDNY Engine 218 sold $6.99. Next, these two things sold together. There's a lot of 58 patches and there's a lot of 32. So starting off, there's a lot of 32 fire-related patches. Came in one lot. I call it the 3M lot. I got these for 50 cents a piece. I got these cheap. These, as you can see, are not like station patches, which is what I normally deal with. These were the ones that were just like fire service related. I just didn't feel like actually selling them myself. So they've been kind of sitting around, and I finally got around to lotting them up because I was, like I said, on a listing spree. Also trying to, raise a bit of capital because, I have a lot of capital tied up between the Lego buy. Between the Lego buy and then the Fisher Price stuff. So trying to go on a listing spree, list a bunch of crap to get some money back in that account, padded up again in case there's more stuff that comes in that I want to get for like fourth quarter, which there might be for Wednesday. There's supposed to be a bunch more toys and Legos and that. So, anyways, getting off topic. So yeah, I got the lot. I got them in. It cost me 50 cents a piece. So which is why I priced them so cheap. And then this lot of 58 was from the was another lot that I just ended. Everything that was left in that lot, I've already made like 600 something bucks on it, so I just ended everything. Yeah, so I just went in, ended everything for that SKU. Just ended it all. Pulled all the new ones out. There was a couple of used ones in there. Put all the new ones together and just put them in a big lot, as you can see, and sold them all. And just sold them all off. Like I said, those I got cheap as well, 77 cents. And I've already long since made my money on that lot. Like I said, over $600 already. So, and I paid, I think, like $200 all for the whole lot, all in. So, like again, trying to just raise a bit of capital, and just clear out some space. They both sold together to another eBay seller, which is what I figured they would end up selling to. Another well-known buyer too. I've bought from him tons of times. So that ended up being about 50 bucks all in after for the two lots, like with them being combined. So it's a little hard to tell kind of what was for what money was with what lot, like the actual profit. Alright, moving on from the lots, which I might do some more of, kind of going through my inventory and just clearing out some of these lots that I only got a couple things left in them. In the lot where I've like sold most of everything, and I got them kind of cheap. Like the ones where I got them for like under $1.50, so I can put them at like $2, and there's still enough margin for someone else, kind of deal. Is what I'm thinking I'm gonna end up doing. So next is this Mount Tabor, New Jersey Fire, $6.99. Anaheim Park Ranger, $5.99. Cape Atlantic, New Jersey Pipes and Drums, sold that for $7.99, which was great. I went through and noticed I only have 4 pipes and drums left. I went in, ended the listings on those, and relisted them. Lowered the price a bit and hoping I can get those sold as well. Next, Ormond Beach, Florida Police, $6.99. Next is the other Pokemon box. I finally got rid of it. Sold it out on offer, $17.99. It's actually sitting downstairs. It's got to go out tomorrow. So, like I said, these freaking came from that Amazon returns coffin boxes that I bought. Absolute disaster, as anyone who's following along knows. I've gotten a ton of views on this we're talking 400 or 500 views in the last 30 days. It had like 6, 7 watchers on it. Kept sending out offers constantly, and got a couple who asking some questions in that. But finally got someone to actually bite and get it out of my possession. So hopefully that will go smoothly. Speaking of things going smoothly, next is Auburn, Barrow County, Georgia Emergency Services, Fire and Rescue. Sold out an offer 509. When this first came in and I looked at the SKU, I could not find it, and I'm thinking, great, did I lose this? But then I'm thinking, I swear I remember seeing this not that long ago. So then I'm starting to think, well, did I end up sending this to the wrong person? But I ended up going through the bottom drawer of my file cabinet, which is where this lot was in, and it was in a different box. So I think I just put the wrong SKU in, I think is what happened. Because now looking at this list date, that might have been what happened. So luckily I did find it, and I can get this sent out tomorrow. Next, sold another the Lincoln Moles owls. Sold it out on offer $17.99. Seems to be the only way I can get rid of these damn things. Is selling them at $17.99, even though I want $20 for them. Plus 8 ship, even though shipping usually ends up being about $10. This one is going to, I am assuming, a freight forwarder. I'm assuming it's gonna end up going to Mexico. Because the guy bought it and then immediately sent me a message. Is there a way to change the address without canceling the order? So I told him, technically per eBay policy, it's supposed to be canceled, and then you're supposed to only send it to whatever address is on the account. But I said I can go to a third-party website, Pirate Ship, and get a label, and go to them and get a label. And that was last night, and then most of the day went by today, and they didn't reply back to me. So then I sent them a message, earlier in the afternoon. I have a limited time frame here to send this out. Can I send it to the address on file? And then that's when they finally sent me the correct address. And I looked it up. It's down in El Paso, which is on the border. And I can see it's a logistics company that's in the title. It's in the business name. And from what I gathered from a little quick Google searching, I think they're a freight forwarder, if I had to guess. So I'm hoping that it's not like the last time where someone had me send it to a different address that didn't exist, supposedly according to the post office, and ended up getting sent back to me. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes well. I mean, the guy sent me the message of the address like 5 frickin' times. So I don't think he speaks English, because I could see. Because at first he sent me a screenshot of the address, and I told him, can you put it in writing? And it was in Spanish, so that's why I said I don't think he speaks English. Probably having to use Google Translate. And being in El Paso, right on the border, it's definitely a very Mexican name, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't really speak English very well. But that doesn't matter. Money still spends the same, and as long as the address doesn't give me any problems, and we'll each can go about our ways. Next is this Towing and Recovery Professionals of North Carolina patch. Sold it for $5.99. It's one of the very few patches that I've ever sold that wasn't a police or fire one. This also came out of that 3M lot. There was a couple of ones like this that I figured out what the hell I'll sell them. Next is this Phillips 66 Fire Rescue Hazmat Woodcross, Utah, $6.99. Sold together with this Hinckley, Illinois Fire District 50 years for $5.99. I need to actually pull these. I haven't pulled them yet. And then the last thing that I sold was Grand Junction Police for $5.99. I need to pull these. These last 3 here I still need to pull. So that's it for everything on this account. We'll go on to switch over to the other account. Only sold 4 things so far. This Louisville, Texas K9 unit, $6.99. And this buyer, I have a feeling, is going to be a pain in my ass because he sent me a message the day after he bought it. When is it shipping? Where's it coming from? I found the where is it coming from very odd. You can clearly see that it's coming from Buffalo. But sent him a message. It's going out tomorrow, which is not true. It didn't get sent out till Sunday night. This was, I think, like Saturday when I told him that, or Friday night or whatever. Like I said, it literally had been a day. It had been a day, and I have up to 3 days to actually send it out. So that's why I said I have a feeling this buyer's going to be a pain in my ass. We'll see. Next was the St. John's River State College Criminal Justice Academy. Sold it for $8.99 instantly. As you can see, it's used. Probably looks like it was a uniform takeoff. Like a literal uniform takeoff. So I'm hoping to ramp sales back up on this account because I'm starting to get back into this account and posting on it regularly. So I'm hoping that this account will ramp back up again. Next we have this Miami, Florida. The subdued colors. As you can see, I got 20 plus of them. Got a ton of them. $5.99. And then the last thing is this NYPD homicide. For $8.99, I picked up a 5-pack of these NYPD homicides because I wanted one for myself. I just have never actually pulled the trigger on it yet, so pun intended. So I ended up picking one up, and that's where from last week the NYPD Thin Blue Line one that was just a freebie that came with this one. And if you're wondering what this is, that one, I'm pretty sure I told you guys about it. The one buyer who admitted in his feedback that he had received the patch, but still had eBay refunded him his money, dinged me, and I told him that's bull. In his feedback, he literally admitted that he got it, and they still sided with the buyer, but told me they wouldn't ding me my account. But I was still pissed because I was out the money, which was bull. So I complained to eBay for Business on Facebook, and they told me that there's not really anything they can do about it. Like it was like the correct finding or whatever. But I kind of still insisted it's bull. Or the rep that I talked to, was kind of like, "What's your problem? You got positive feedback out of the deal." But I told him he got his money back, which is bull. So they weren't able to refund me specifically for the order. They just gave me a coupon for the cost, the $6 or $6 or $7 or whatever. I know lots of people wouldn't bother stressing over the $7 considering I got positive feedback out of the deal, but it was out of principle. I don't you don't pull a fast one with me. I'm not gonna lie down and take it. I don't care if it was for $1. I'm still gonna you're not keeping your money. That's not how I roll. So that is everything that has sold. Haven't sold any more Legos this week, as you've noticed, because like everyone else, it's the a little bit of this the August slump of it's about to be back to school next week, at least here in New York. It's the day after Labor Day is first day of school for most schools. Just hoping that it'll pick back up in the next couple of weeks as September rolls in. Being good in school, you can get yourself a Lego set for the first couple of weeks or, whatever. If not, I'll just keep holding out until fourth quarter, which is, technically will be at, the end of September is when fourth quarter starts. And then October and November, then they should be flying by then. Hopefully, along with some of the rest of the Fisher Price toys as well. And that will free up a lot of space. But like I said, the Pallet Place is supposed to get more Legos and toys from Target and that coming in for Wednesday. So I'm going to have to look at the preview video tomorrow and kind of see if it's going to be worth going there and getting some more inventory and just stacking it up for fourth quarter. So, until then, we'll see you guys next week.